hear about me shortly.
My name is Dingnan, one of the developers. Hi, I'm Ron Tan, one of the developers.
I'm Solomon Yang, one of the developers.
And before come from Ivy, studying for the computer system application.
So this is a large group up here working on a project that I think is incredibly exciting. And I'd like to explain a little bit about what my role is and why I'm up here and why I will shortly get out of the way. But I want to try to sell you on something that you'll hear a lot more from Bill Proudfit later. So if you want to know more about open data, which I'll shortly be talking about, then please stay around in this room. First, what is open data? Well, my background is that for many years I worked for a really, really big IT vendor that was selling big data solutions. I quit that job back in March, and now I am unemployed and working entirely as a volunteer with Open Data Hong Kong. But my background with big data was that I kind of became fascinated with this idea that we could collate data from a wide variety of sources, run analytics against it, and discover something, right? Unearth a gem in data that's interesting, that's fun to talk about, that maybe can make money, maybe can be funded for research. So I did all this work in the big data space, and early this year I met a group called Open Data Hong Kong. Now, Open Data Hong Kong is a group of technologists and activists that want to get more open data out of the Hong Kong government and find more interesting ways to use it. So open data is interesting from my background as a big data practitioner because it's real live data that we have right here in Hong Kong that we can do something with. And it's interesting for people that live in Hong Kong and that care about society, care about government, because it's a way to get the government to be more transparent. And we generally believe that transparent governments are better governments. So I started working with Open Data Hong Kong, and through that group ran into, quite coincidentally, Cyrus, who is also presenting later today on some fantastic work he did researching jobs in Hong Kong. If any of you are in the job market in IT, you have to go to his presentation. He's got some phenomenal analytics. He did that work. I went and talked to him about Open Data Hong Kong and presented the open data sets that exist. Again, more to hear about this from Bill later. But after talking to Cyrus, I met this group that you'll see today. This group is pulling some of the real live open data we have from Data One and turning it into something that I think is interesting and is useful. And I think you'll also find that some of their initial observations about restaurants in Hong Kong will surprise you. So on that, I guess invite Alfred will start. Please take the floor. Thank you.
Everybody knows Hong Kong is a food paradise. And there are plenty restaurants in Hong Kong. And to ensure that they are all hygienic, the food and environmental hygiene department requires all restaurants to be legally licensed. And the department will verify the cleanliness and the hygiene of the restaurant. But no matter how excellent the work is, there's still a lot of unlicensed restaurants out there. And what is the problem what is the risk when you go to the unlicensed restaurant? When something happens, your insurance may not cover it. And also, the hygiene, health, and safety requirements may not be satisfied. So, for this purpose, we develop a system called LicenCheck. It is a free data platform that mines data from data documents and provide a map that shows all licensed restaurants in Hong Kong. For this system, we have applied several Amazon Web Services, including EC2 instance and RDS database. And here is a simple illustration of our system. And we have used the data and applied on Google API to translate it to map information. And here we are going to introduce my other workers to demonstrate the system for you.
Hello everyone. This is the see many cluster and markup. Now I will try to pick the one of the cluster. You can see the left panel will pop up and the cluster content will show in it. And the original cluster will separated as some small cluster. The message box will show the license number and the restaurant name. Another function is the search. Now I will search partly. It will show the related record with your inputs. Also, it provides two versions. One is Chinese and another one is English. You can see the words same with your input will turn to red. There are two buttons. We try to click search and open rights. You can know about more about information about the case with the restaurant. Okay, go back to LicenCheck. Click the right corner to show another panel. This panel shows more about information about us and LicenCheck. If you have any problem or suggestion, you can click contact us with your valuable advice. Also, we provide another version for the mobile browser. The main function is similar to the web function. This is the only difference. It should click that button to show all the map. Lastly, if you like our LicenCheck or want us to improve it continuously, you can give us a like. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Dan. I'm Ronald. And let's talk about the problems and the solution we have looked at. First, during the development, we faced several problems. And first, there are no standard format for those restaurant address. Google can recognize the floor, shop number, or the length of estate in Hong Kong. And you can see the address like this. First, the shop number and the ground floor, it cannot recognize by the Google API. So it raises a difficulty to translate those addresses to the geolocation which used to present on the maps. And second, there are some limitations with using Google Geobooking API service. For standard user, only 2,500 requests is allowed per day. And also, there is not allowed to do more than 5 requests per second. So, while our automation program mines the data from the data one, and we translate the address to a geolocation that we used to present on the map. But Google slowed down our process. So, for our case, if 20,000 restaurant license, we need 8 days, we need 16 days to run all 20,000 20,000 restaurant address to translate to a format that we can use. And actually, we are not only doing 20,000 requests for the translate. So I will talk it later. And to solve these problems, we developed something called best geocoding algorithm. So you can see, as the address given by the government, we are trying to separate, expose the address to smaller parts, and we request the address by matching with different matchings. And also we do it with both Chinese and English version of the address. And finally, we cache the most accurate geocoding location. So you can see the B matching is the most accurate. So we choose B for our geolocation that we use to present on the map. By using this way, about 14 requests are needed for each restaurant. So that means we need 112 days to run all our lead data that translate by the Google. So these are main problems with us. So the such things is Hong Kong, there are too many restaurants located within a small area. So if we just display our licensed restaurant on the map, it will like this. The pin is cover all the map. So I don't think the user will like find the environment friendly, and they will not use our application. If the map is like this, I don't think you will like to use it. So to solve it, we have found a solution. We find some effect called marker cluster. So as you see, it's more attractive and more useful as we have seen before the demonstration. So both from data source of government, the license validity period is not provided. So I think it is a very useful information that will improve our license check, that user can check whether the license is outdated or not. So we have surprising results. Both from the, by our roughly calculation, you can see the result is like this. But actually, we have some reason to explain it. First, OpenRice maintains some restaurant information even after the restaurant is closed, but the OpenRice have still kept this record. So the 21,000 is include some closed restaurants. And second, the department sometimes issue a single license for multiple restaurants. For example, we consider the Happy Valley race courses. For example, the Hong Kong Country Club would only need to apply for one license for multiple food stations on premises. So what we concerned before starting implementing the system, there were many concerns. Issues about accuracy of the markers and data errors due to the time delay, and even the legal issues. And there were lots of things we had to deal with, and it is beyond our field, because we are the IT developer, and the local issue, we don't know about anything about no. And so, focus on the ease of use and how it's useful of the LicenCheck. That's why we try to make the user interface of LicenCheck is as attractive as we can. So I do think you will think the LicenCheck is really attractive. So what's our further development? Of course, the LicenCheck, we can implement an Android mobile apps for easy for the user to use in the mobile apps. And also we can add the liquid license. And actually we can add more and more, but the LicenCheck is just a start. So what's next? Try to imagine that there is a platform that allows us to search any data related to Hong Kong, such as the weather, financial, traffic, or the government data. It is totally different to other data portal platforms. We are going to build a developer-friendly, analyst-friendly, researcher-friendly, and user-friendly platform. So the information provided by government data one is very helpful for our analysis. However, there are some deficiencies in the platform. First, the data one not directly accessible both programmatically and transactionally. They need to be downloaded entirely in XML, CSV, or Excel format, then convert to something directly usable. That's what we are doing by implementing the LicenCheck. So, and second, data one maintains low archives. What does this mean? For example, the traffic speed data and data one, for instance, is only provided the most recent snapshot. So that means the developer cannot find yesterday the data of the yesterday. So our system will focus by providing this kind of features, such as automatic data capture, transform data into a unified format, data visualization. Visualization, just like our LicenCheck, we can provide a map that you can see the data easily. Actually, we can do some intelligent data analysis. What does that mean? We can firstly analyze the data for you, but actually we can provide some data exports, such as export to CSV or XML or XFL. And actually, our main focus is provide a generic API with library support for common programming language, such as Python, Java, or JavaScript. So I think data is in this comfort treasury. We shouldn't waste any data, so we need to have a bank to save it. So I think the Hong Kong data platform, the Hong Kong data platform will be our bank for Hong Kong in the coming future. So it is encouraged to help us by the phone. So if you are willing to be our volunteers to fix the APS problems, and or we need the graphical designer to design more attractive icon or user interface. And maybe you can help with the legal advices. Or we are welcome to receiving any suggestions or comments. And lastly, the following 10 minutes will be the question and answer session. Yes, feel free to ask any kind of questions. And finally, we special thanks to Amazon Web Service that he is given our Education One Award to our school IB. And Bastian at Hong Kong Data HK try to help us to set up subdomain address. Thank you all of you. Hope you will enjoy today's conference.